We are back up. I don't know if it's going to jump onto the same stream though. I'm not sure.
Well, just keep watching.
I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Usually it does, but maybe I
I'm
don't know. I
using
don't see it.
I'm using Restream,
Um,
so I
I've
don't know.
just refreshed it, and well, I got a Game of Thrones trailer now.
Okay, I just got the notification for it.
Yeah, it's doing a countdown. The 340.
Yeah, we're live now.
Yeah, you should be live. But yeah, unfortunately, I think everyone's just going to have to come over. Damn. Hey, yeah, sorry about that, guys. I've no idea what happened. This is just part of live streaming. I don't know. Like, literally, I've never had that happen before. First time, it just bottomed out, like, randomly. There was no idea. I'm so sorry, guys, what happened. And I'm really sorry, Kaz, because that was, like, mid you talking about the link
Oh,
cable.
don't worry about it. It happens.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're back. Hopefully it's going to stay back. That'd be really nice if it does. But yeah, cool. So, carrying on for the link cable. Lincoln, you had some questions for Kaz.
I was going to ask you, Cass, based on your experience with that link cable, is it enough for you to give someone a recommendation whether they should choose the Quest or the Rift S?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a big question.
I think so. If it's as good as the demo I tried, I do think I would recommend the Quest over the Rift S.
Wow, there you go. That's awesome. Like,
Well,
I did not... Go on.
Well, obviously, that was the thing I was talking about. I understand the comfort situation in terms of the Rift S, but there is something really cool about having the wireless freedom of the Quest and also being able to plug it into a PC. I think it just gives you so many more options.
Exactly.
And we know that Oculus and Facebook's ultimate goal is to go wireless with that. And that I mean, in some ways it's game changing anyway. Because as I say, if you'd have asked me before they announced the Oculus Link, would I be getting an Oculus Rift S and a PC? No. But now it's like, okay, well, I'm now thinking about getting a PC. Yeah. And it's like, I might go with an Oculus Rift S maybe down the line, but I think I said it weeks ago, it gives me options. I don't have to go with a Rift S. I can think, and to be honest, with the way I play games, it is rare that I can get 2-3 hours to play a game. So I don't think the comfort issue does come into play as much. And to be honest, a lot of the comfort covers, they're getting better for the Oculus Quest for it as well. They're always improving them. So, I said to you guys earlier that if you look at the amount of games that are coming for the Oculus Quest, just, all right, a lot of them are going to play on the Oculus Rift as well. But that it looks like Oculus are going all in prior to Christmas to not only give you a ton of games, but it does look, in terms of the VR side, the Oculus Quest is the hot ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already been selling well. I think we'll find out at Black Friday, because I think you said, Lincoln, that they're going to be doing a $350 deal Black Friday for the Oculus Rift S.
Yes, that's correct. I think that's through the Lenovo website, I believe, because they're the ones who manufacture the Rift S, I believe.
I don't think they're going to do a deal on the Quest. I don't think they need to. That thing prints money. It's like the Switch. Nintendo don't need to do anything. Everybody goes on about the Nintendo Switch. Are Nintendo going to do a price cut? Are Nintendo going to do a price? Why? Why they can't do a price cut? It's printing money.
I still can't help but to wonder how many more Quest headsets they could move if they dropped the price to $350 for Black Friday.
What do you mean, like, have they got enough to actually sell? Like, have they got enough units?
I don't think they have.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit different from, AAA flat screen games. You knock $50 off the price of any VR headset. You just gave them enough money to buy 2 or 3 games.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about over Christmas? Maybe do you think there's going to be like a bundle, an Oculus Quest bundle, for example, like a Beat Saber bundle? I mean, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
But I have
I
no idea.
agree. Yeah, I definitely think that would be a system seller.
Yeah.
You know the bundle I reckon they're going to do? And I think it's a no-brainer. I think you'll see it early December, Oculus Quest, and you get Vader Immortal Episode 1, 2, and 3 to link in with Rise of the Skywalker.
Okay.
That would be a deal too.
That would be a good deal.
I thought you were going to say Pistol Whip to go with the Quest.
Yeah, Game of the Year for that.
No,
yeah.
it's Vader. It's Star Wars, baby.
All right, okay. So, now we need to start. Hopefully that's answered some of people's questions. Thank you ever so much for that. That's been one of the biggest subjects on the show for a long time, the Link cable. And to hear your experiences with it have been fantastic. So, thanks.
No problem.
Mega appreciate that. So we're going to jump into Doctor Who, because it was actually, I think, Kaz who spoke to me and got me to play it in our little chat we have, because I was a bit like, what to expect with this. I didn't know it was I didn't think it was going to be that scary. I knew it had the Weeping Angels in it.
Yes.
But I didn't expect much. So what happened for you then? How did you find this game?
But before the game came out, I haven't watched the show before, but because it was coming out, I went to research and then I watched a few episodes. So I thought the show wasn't that scary. I thought the show was okay. So I never expected the game to be this scary, because no one told me. The developers didn't tell us that it was like a horror game. So I launched the game, and then the first thing I saw, or one of the first things, was of course one of the time glitches. Like in the game, sometimes the time glitches and then you get into a dark, scary world. And then I was like, okay, this is gonna be a game that I'm not going to like. So I did not.
So
I tried to power through.
How far did you get?
Until the forest. I got my first jump scare there,
Right.
and the only one, because I quit the game after.
Lincoln, I think she's slightly braver than you. I'm not sure.
Well,
Yeah.
one thing I didn't tell.
He's
everybody,
scared of
you know
everything in
what,
VR.
maybe not so much. I think I'm ready to go ahead and take a chance now, because
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to man up.
No, I'm usually really chicken too in every VR horror game.
It's too real.
It
VR is too real when it comes to horror games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I took my son home, and he has been pushing at me to try Five Nights at Freddy's for God knows how long.
Yeah.
So I finally did it, and now, granted, I seen the animatronics coming at me, but I wasn't scared. I thought I was going to be scared, but I wasn't. So now I think I'm ready to go ahead and take some chances on some other horror games and see if I can handle it or not. When I do, though, I will stream it. I will have the camera on me.
Do you guys think?
Get a live reaction?
Do you think if you play horror VR more often that you can get better at it?
That is a good question, because
No.
I think I know that if I played enough horror games, I wouldn't be affected by it. But right now, it is just like way too real. But you have to keep in mind that like when horror games were really scaring the crap out of me is when I first got into VR. So the experiences was just mind blowing. You know, whether it was getting in a race car or whatever it was, all this stuff was just blowing my mind. It was an incredible experience. You know, the racing experiences was incredible, but the horror games, you know, I probably had to stay close to the toilet.
I think like it's weird. Like Rush of Blood. Is it Rush? What's it? What's the one on PlayStation? I've just literally left my mind, and it's
Well, you
It's
got
Rush of
until
Blood.
done Rush of Blood, yeah.
yeah, Rush. Yeah. That game right at the beginning, there's like a monster that flips out, and I must have seen that monster. I try not to exaggerate, 60, 70 times, and every time I still see it, I go, "Oh!" Do you know what I mean? And I know it's coming. It just makes me jump every time, like or cringe. I don't know every time. So I don't know. I don't know if you can ever. I guess maybe you can null your fear of stuff a little bit, but in virtual reality, to be fair, sometimes I wonder how cruel a developer's going to be, because there's times when I'm in there and I'm thinking, I know there's a behind me in this game. Like, more than normal games, I know that there could be anything behind me if I turn round. And the game that done that was a game that didn't do very well, and it was it was just in my head then. Oh, the one with the needle, The Impatient.
Okay.
The Impatient on PlayStation VR, right? There's a bit where you walk in a room and there's a box, like a miniature house, and you realise the miniature room is the room you're in, and the little model in the room is you. And then all of a sudden, a little like shadow black character flashes in behind the little model, and I thought, that means something's behind me right now. And when I turned round, oh man, I felt sick. Like, it was so intense, so intense. But I'd recommend Doctor Who. I thought it was really good as a game. I thought it was great.
Cass,
Yeah.
how do you do with horror games where you have weapons to defend yourself? Because like Rush of Blood doesn't scare me the way I thought it would, because I had dual shotguns, so it was simple. Shoot them and they won't get you. So how do you do with horror games with weapons?
I think a little bit better, but still. Well, when I get scared, like some people freeze up, but when I get scared, I try to attack stuff. I try to throw stuff away. So it does help me when I have a weapon. Yeah.
That's great.
Those are maybe the only horror games I would play.
That's awesome. When you jump scare her, you're gonna get punched in the face, basically, what she's saying.
Yeah, I tried throwing away my controllers many times before.
That's awesome.
Ooh, hope the TV wasn't in front of you.
No, thankfully it wasn't. One time I didn't have the strap on and was playing Paranormal Activity in VR, and I threw it away like all the way to the kitchen or something.
Oh.
But nothing broke, so that was okay.
So let's quickly move on to Golem, and this is where Nat's going to get involved, obviously, and I'm going to let him lead the way if he wants. I'm going to try and intervene with certain bits.
Yeah, well, obviously everyone knows I was really looking forward to this. I just wanted to play the game. As I said a long time ago, I didn't know if the game was going to be good, bad, indifferent. I just wanted to experience it, because it's 4 years. We've never seen a VR game that's taken this long. This is his thing. Unfortunately, my experience wasn't good, and I'm not talking about the game. I'm at the actual story or anything like that, because I haven't actually experienced enough of it. So my first playthrough or attempted playthrough was on Wednesday evening. The bit where I finally got to take over as Twine, the girl, the protagonist in the story, my right hand was literally freaking out. Everything I could do to stop it didn't help. I quit the game. I went back into it.
Did you disconnect the move controller?
Yeah. I did after I cancelled the stream. I just turned around to the stream and said, "Look, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to end it." I disconnected the move controllers.
I was just going to say, there's a quick way of powering them down is just hold down the PlayStation button, and it just turns them off sometimes. But yeah, man.
So I did that, and it was like, okay, fine. Thursday morning before I went to work, I uninstalled the game and reinstalled it. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to let it reinstall while I'm at work. Got back home from work, started the game again, deleted my save file. So literally again, I was going in fresh, one controller on again. It worked. I had no problems. Hand wasn't freaking out or anything. And it's like, okay, this is fine. But then something happened that hasn't happened to me in about 1.5 years or 2 years. I actually started to feel physically ill through the movement scheme. Now, I did turn off the comfort settings. And the reason I did that is, well, look, I've played like No Man's Sky, and I can play that for like 3.5 hours. No problems at all. And a few other games, Solus Project and stuff like that, I don't have any issues with. But for some reason, I got to about the 28, 29-minute mark, and I could feel myself getting very lightheaded. And because I've been ill previously on VR games, you kind of know the signs. And I literally had to. I was like, okay, I'm a little bit lightheaded. I went for about another 2 minutes, and then I just turned to the stream and again said, I'm gonna have to stop. I'm really lightheaded. I'm literally on the verge of getting really, really ill playing this game.
Oh, no.
So I haven't tried it again. Since then, obviously I'm going to have to turn on the comfort settings. It looks like. Also, it's a bit weird because, from what I understand, the developers were putting loads of different control settings in that you could use the DualShock 4, and I couldn't find anything that said anything about that as well. Maybe you got to have the DualShock 4 on for that to come up. I don't know. But yeah, I will try it again with the comfort settings on to see that. But I did have somebody on my show yesterday who turned around and said what actually might be the issue, because it's such a weird control scheme, is you've got to lean into it.
Yeah.
It's not like No Man's Sky where you just press the button and you move. You've actually kind of got to move your body to it. And somebody in my stream turned around and goes, that might be your issue, that you're actually having to move your body into the thing, and maybe that's what's throwing you off. So, but from what I understand, I'm not the only person to have these issues. So I'm disappointed in that respect. And it is rather troubling that they've taken 4 years and really their motion settings aren't that good.
Yeah, you're probably like in the boat of 50-50 people on this game. So the control, so in my opinion, visually this game has exceeded my expectations. I was really worried about the blur and stuff you get from PSVR games sometimes. And the fact it's got that history, it's taken so long to get here. I was thinking, this game can't be great. Like, I'm just, do you know what I mean? My expectations were like, oh, it's not going to be good. I know it's not. And it was surprisingly good, especially once you adapt to the perspective side of things, because you're a young girl, you're looking at your bigger sister, and she can look too big. Things can look a little bit out of proportion. But then when you become the little doll, that's pretty cool. Like, you take control of a doll as well as a big golem, go under the floorboards and stuff. And it was wonderful, and I found the movement scheme frustrating. I felt like it was like going back in the day of when they first tried to make VR games, and they're inventing some sort of new control mechanic, and I feel like they just never got away from that. And I don't know why. I'm not sure how it's how no one played it and went, what is this? Like, who wants to do that? Like, I don't know. Like, holding the trigger and lean in to roll forward, it actually feels like you're on a ball. It feels like you're balancing on a ball, and as you lean, you sort of run with the ball, and then you sort of lean backwards and you run backwards with the ball, and that's what it felt like to me. I adjusted to it. I also tried using the DualShock, where you can use like one joystick to move and then one move controller, but it does seem like you have to own a move controller to play this game, which is not a good thing, really. Because not everyone has the move controllers. They are quite overpriced, considering they're a decade old. And but overall, I really, really enjoyed my time with it. I found it really magical. I thought, as I said, the graphics were great. The size of everything was amazing. It's just one of those things. In a way, I wished, like, when they'd done that last, what's the word? Like, when they held it back another week, didn't they? Delayed it by another week, I think. I wish they would have then gone, does anyone want to play this and try it out for us? Because I always find that sometimes developers are in their own little creative bubble and they don't reach out enough. Or like, as I said before, I've met developers and I've played a game and I'm like, I can't even walk through the door. I don't know what you want me to do. I've done everything I know personally that VR games want me to do, but I'm not getting this. And their reply was, you've played too many VR games. And I'm like, how is that a bad thing? Yeah, so, you know, that, and I feel like with this game, I'm hoping they're listening. I've tried to reach out and speak to them about this. I'm not getting any luck with it, unfortunately. Some developers, if you play their game, they will follow you and they will ask you stuff. They want your feedback. I haven't really had anything from Highwire Games, and maybe they're busy, maybe they're hard at work. I have read somewhere that they are actually doing some sort of update already. I wish I would have screenshotted it. I saw the comment, and I can't remember where it was. But I don't know. the game's got a lot of promise. Polish Paul gave it and he's in the chat as well. Game devs are
Shout out to
definitely.
Polish Paul.
Yeah, man. He gave it his first 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
He absolutely loves this game. The combat is great. I found and a bit like with Jamie from Upload, he said he had real problems with collision. So it sounds like, as well, there's a bit of an issue with the tracking system going on here for certain people, like Nat. Jamie at Upload said like the collision was just off. Do you know what I mean? And they actually said they weren't going to review it until these things were sorted because they felt this game is such a good game that they want to wait till these things are addressed. And that's cool, like to me, because as we know, not like the old days where you get a game on a cartridge and that's it, done. What you've got is, you know, all these games can change and they can add have stuff added to them. So hoping.
I'd like to ask a question then. You know, and this is to you and 7 Degrees, since you two have kind of different opinions on the game. Is it worth the $40?
I couldn't recommend it.
Okay, is it worth $40? I think if you can put the movement system aside or get to grips with it enough, like I did eventually, the only time it really gets frustrating is in combat, because if you get pushed back, it's really weird to have to sort of try and lean forward again to get that hit you've earned. So you've sort of earned the ability by doing blocks to open up a area that you can do damage, and sometimes you get pushed back enough that you can't lean in quick enough to get back to do that damage. That's quite frustrating. Yeah, I do actually recommend it because I'm really hoping that like Polish Paul's giving it a 10 out of 10. People who are PSVR enthusiasts, people who love PSVR are loving this game in general. So yeah, I'd recommend it. I really enjoyed my time with it, honestly. I was so surprised. I really enjoyed the story. I know Ian from Eurogamer didn't like the intro, said it took too long and stuff. I didn't feel that because sometimes I like a story in my game. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind how long it takes to get going. Yeah, if it's an interesting story. And I enjoyed it. I found it very magical. I loved the changing perspectives where you're the girl in a bed, so she's injured now, her legs are injured, she can't move, and the only way for her to sort of move around now is to use this dream wand, whatever you want to call it, and you can take over other things. I just found all that really cool, like, personally. So, yeah.
That is what got me interested in the game too, because I watched the trailer and read the summary. The way that it seems like, I haven't played the game, because I don't have the PlayStation VR right now at home. But I'm getting it back soon. I definitely want to jump in for that. But I am a little worried about motion sickness now. But because of the stuff that you said, GT, about being able to transfer yourself into like a big something, I feel like the game could really work well in VR. Like the scaling, like you could really feel the world and the world scaling.
Like cockroaches are huge. When you're in these little like stick dolls and you're going underneath the floorboards, and I honestly, I personally would recommend it. I think PlayStation fans are going to absolutely love it. I do hope they do some up, and that's the thing. It's kind of weird. Like in my experience of VR, and I'm sure all of yours, things don't usually stop. If they're a good developer, they will keep at it. They will keep updating and they will keep trying to improve things. And I do hope that is the case. But even as it stands at the moment, like we had a physical copy to give away, and I was so excited. Like it was just it was an exciting game, and I thought it looked great. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I really hope people do enjoy it. And like that Ian from Eurogamer, he basically slammed it pretty much, and it's a shame. Yeah, I can understand. It's weird. You can understand his frustrations because they're true. They are. The movement system can make you feel ill. That's subjective illness in VR. I can't. I've only had it a couple of times. Funny enough, Doctor Who actually made me feel a little bit ill. Weirdly enough, I felt a little bit ill in that game. But because the movement wasn't quick enough when I was moving around, it was very slow. Golem's quite slow as well, but I think because you're leaning, you sort of were going with it. So I think, I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. For me personally, I didn't feel ill playing this, but it's a massive no-no for people, isn't it? Sickness. No one wants to feel sick.
Well, I mean, the reason why I said that I can't recommend it, obviously I've only played in reality half an hour of it. I go back to when Arizona Sun. Now I've been very vocal. I am a huge fan of Arizona Sunshine. But if somebody had asked me the very first few days that Arizona Sunshine for PlayStation VR came out, would you recommend this game? Should I buy this game? I'd have gone no.
Same.
It's broken. It might get better, and obviously with Arizona Sunshine, it did get better. Because of my experience with Golem, that is why I would say no. I couldn't recommend it to anyone. Now, with patches and with trying it in comfort mode, although I've got to admit, it's the comfort mode that they had, because it defaults to the comfort mode, is really, really small.
Yeah.
I mean, it's smaller than a lot of comfort modes that I've seen. So I personally think they might have actually known that there was a comfort issue with the game, because I've never seen a comfort window as small as that on games. And I've played a few that have had that.
That must have looked messy on the stream then, because on a stream you can look okay in a headset, but on a stream it can blacken out so much.
Oh yeah, well I haven't checked out the stream. It would have been on the first one, because the second one I disabled the comfort setting straight away.
Right.
On my first stream I disabled it. When you walked to the first light, it was like, whoa, that's sort of like when I saw the black borders come up, I was like, oh, that is really, really small. So that's the only reason I would say that I can't recommend it. I'm never going to knock anyone's score on a game, because that is always their opinion. So like when I saw Polish Paul gave it a 10 out of 10, I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. But that's my personal opinion. To Paul, it is a 10 out of 10 game. But I'm not going to knock his opinion, because to him it's a 10 out of 10. It's like I was saying before we started, Kaz was asking, what's your favourite game? And I said, Uncharted. The Uncharted series is my favourite game. And I remember when Uncharted 4 came out, and I think some reviewer from the Washington Post came out and gave Uncharted 4 a 4 out of 10 game, or 4 out of 10 score. And Uncharted fans were losing their minds. And I was just like, who cares? Who actually cares that this guy gave Uncharted 4 a 4 out of 10? Because if you actually read the first paragraph of his review, he turns around and says, I don't like Uncharted games. Well, to be honest, if you've bought Uncharted 4, you've most probably played Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. The likelihood is you have.
That sounds like bad management. Why would you?
Exactly. It'd just be, as soon as I read that first paragraph, I don't like Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. That just, as far as I'm concerned, that eliminates you. I enjoyed Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. Now, if somebody comes out and says, I really enjoyed Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, but I hated 4, then I'll read the whole review. So I didn't even bother reading the review, and I had some... that was actually one of my first videos, and I had a lot of hate come back. So I said, we should gang up and get this guy and get him fired. And it's like, he's got an opinion. Who cares what his opinion is? It just means that no one's going to pay attention to the Washington Post reviews anymore. That's all you got to remember. People find the reviewers that they like and that they trust. Like I trust Jim Sterling. A lot of people don't. Doesn't mean I agree with him all the time, but there's a lot of times where I listen to Jim Sterling. It's like, actually, it makes a lot of sense. But there's a few other times, like he didn't like Death Stranding at all. He's like, I just don't want to play it after a few hours. I'm like, well, actually, I do. So, but you still trust that core set of reviewers. People come to your channel,
that's
GT,
right.
because they trust your opinions. They come to Kaz and Cher's channel because they trust their opinions. Don't worry about what people
Have
say,
you read the comments, man? There's like a battle going on. And,
I'm still curious about Golem because I know when the trailer came out for Golem, I think it came out at a time where I think we were starting to see some games that had Lego blocks looking graphics. So I wanted to see games with better graphics, and Golem happened to come around at that time, and I was curious about it. It looked like something different, and it looked like it had good graphics. So I'm still curious about the game. I will still get it at some point. I just can't say when.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I was just so shouting Deadly Gamers. He's done a fantastic video this week. It's a congratulatory one for me. Thank you. He said IGN gave Golem 3 out of 10. Like, has anyone?
Wow.
IGN.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. IGN once again striking VR down with a massive blow. They can't help it. They are like they do it, and the thing is, they can do so much good if they have the right people doing this review. But it still makes me wonder. IGN didn't review Golem, right? Okay, okay. I didn't think they had. I hadn't heard about it. But it still makes me wonder why certain developers don't reach out to serious VR players and go, can you give this game a test? Can you play it for us and let us know some feedback? What?
It's strange. Golem does seem to have just appeared out of nowhere, to me at least. I'm not sure if you guys knew when it was coming out, but
It was a little bit. When was it announced, Golem? It was announced for about, was it about 2 months ago? And then about a week before it was due to be released, it was put back another week, and then it was out.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Golem had kind of gone radio silent, and then it was what was it? Upload VR did their VR showcase at E3,
Ah.
and they announced that Perp Games had joined forces with Highwire to bring Golem out as a physical release, obviously, and to bring it out digital. And then, yeah, GT's right. About 2 months ago, they actually gave a date, and then it got delayed a week. I think everybody was just like rolling their eyes. It was just like, we don't really care now at this point. It's just like, look, get the game out when you're ready to get it out. But yeah, as GT said, the guy from Upload VR won't do a review of it yet. Because I think if he does do a review, he will give it a poor score based on his experiences. You said, Ian, you're a gamer. What score did they give it?
I didn't see a score for it, but
they don't give scores, do they?
No, he basically called it. I think it was Polish who chucked it in our chat. He basically said they called it boring and something else. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't. It was negative, dude. And when I watched some of the video as well, it was like. It was one of those things where you're watching someone, it's like they're playing it because they have to. And Golem deserves better than that. So, and that's what annoys me so much, is that people with a big reach can do damage. Like, if they I think he just dabbles in VR. When people dabble in VR and you're not like well versed in how things are, you can get it wrong. You can come like, as we saw with Borderlands 2 for PlayStation VR, when that review went up, like the whole VR community went, you don't know what you're talking about. It was, there was no smooth locomotion. All the information he gave pretty much was wrong. And all the wrong information he had was the reason he scored it so low. So, but the community all got together and we let them know, and they removed that review, which was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean that was a big win, and and I remember chatting to the editor, like on a DM thing, and he said, "Oh, we pulled the review," and I said, "Yeah, but don't leave it there. Like you've actually got to say why, and you got to say what you're doing about it. You can't go. You got to damage control it. You can't just chuck it out there and go, yeah, we'll pretend that didn't happen. Like you're gonna have to say, we messed up, yeah, and we're gonna do another review with someone who knows what they're doing, and we'll come back." And they did, and they done a better review, and it was fine. So.
Yeah, but their secondary score still wasn't fantastic. I think it was like a 6 out of 10 was their secondary score.
Yeah, because I think they were trying to damage control again, weren't they?
But the thing with the Borderlands 2 VR review is that was obvious factual errors. Like when you went through it, it's just like, well, there is this. So, with smooth turning, and there is this, and there is this, and there is this. And so you knew that the guy had got things wrong. It isn't a case, again, I'll bring Death Stranding up because obviously, again, that's why it's probably one of the most divisive games, flat screen games that we've seen. And I said, when I've been talking to you guys about it, I understand why some people don't get that game because, again, if you just boil it down to its basic core, it's a walking simulator. That is its basic core. You walk from point A to point B to point C to point D, and back to point A. that is the basic core of the game. And if you just look at that game as that, yeah, you are going to score it 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10 for certain things. Although, to be honest, it's not a buggy game. It's just like, well, what's the point of playing the game? What a lot of people don't get when they're just looking at it as a walking simulator is the nuance within it. The connections, like the online side of it is, if someone's like built a bridge and it's helped you, you can leave likes. And when that person goes back online to log in, they'll actually get bonuses because of the likes. So there is actually reasoning or reasons for you to put a ladder up, to drop a rope, to build a bridge, to assist other players that will come along
and set them up
in your game,
and wind you up.
And you get the thing. So, oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I went up a rope on one, and somebody went up a hill, and I got to the top of the hill, and it went nowhere. I don't even know how he actually got to the top of the hill.
Awesome.
To put the rope down. He must have used ladders or something like that, and then dismantled the ladders. But I remember getting up there going, "Why is this rope here? There's no reason for." Because obviously I saw the rope. I'm going, "Well, there's got to be something up there. There's got to be a reason to go up there."
Yeah,
so it took me like a couple of minutes to get over there, and then get up the rope. And I got up to the top of the rope, and I'm like, "This doesn't go anywhere. There's nowhere to go on this. Why is this rope here?" And I was just like, "Oh, guys, I was just having a bit of fun. Fair enough." And I just went back down the road. But
nice. So if what we're going to do now, we're going to move on to quickly talking about Last Labyrinth, because I played it. I think it was last night or the night before on the Oculus Quest, but it's also available on PC VR and PlayStation VR. I'm going to let Kaz just quickly talk about her first. her first. Okay. I don't know how long she would have lasted in this game. So
I didn't play the game before you told me to try it out today. Before I saw your video about it, where you had the title "Last Labyrinth is shocking" or something, and I totally get where you're coming from. Yeah. It was it's an interesting game. Like, it's an escape the room game, but you are in a wheelchair and you can't move your arms. The only thing that you can do is you have a laser pointer in your hand and you can point to an object, and then there's a little a young girl, I think, in front of you who can do stuff for you or help you. So I lasted until like the first puzzle, where I found out that when I do something wrong, the girl dies.
Yeah.
And that was really shocking to me.
Yes, same. Like, and I think what it done really well was create a relationship. Like, so as you're saying, you're in a wheelchair, you've got no way of communicating with this girl apart from a laser pointer, right? You can wiggle your hands in chains. That's about it. And I think that lack of communication, plus she talks a language that isn't recognisable, a bit like ICO. It's a made-up language. People thought it was Japanese and the game was broken or something and it needed subtitles. It's not. Yeah, it
wasn't Japanese.
Apparently not. It's just a language, a bit made-up language, like ICO and The Last Guardian. And so I've gone into it like thinking, okay, this is really interesting now because we're going to communicate in a way that it takes away all known methods of communication almost. With she's talking to me. All I can do is the nod, yes or no, and use this laser pointer. And then, sure enough, like even the little puzzle, something hits her in the head, like a pan or something. And I thought, oh, that was very nice. Do you know what I mean? Because she seems very young. And the next one, and you're on about the one with the train tracks, Kaz.
Yeah.
Yep. That trashed me. Like. I wanted to stop playing in a way because I was thinking, this is horrific.
It is pretty disturbing, I guess. But I do think it also kind of adds an interesting element to the game.
Yeah.
Because it's this disturbing, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it definitely, you want to get it right to stop her getting hurt. Because you start caring about her, because it's almost like you can't get anywhere without her and she needs you to guide her. So... I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic, actually. It's got a massive price tag, which is a real shame. I don't know where they've come in with that price tag. But most people I know who have bought it have actually, they don't moan about it. Like, they genuinely enjoy it, and they think it's a really good game.
Do you think it's like a horror game?
Well, it definitely felt that way. Like when I saw, what it was weird when because she gets in the first one, she gets locked in a block, and then you can look up at the tracks and see what is going to happen. You can like read the tracks and the pointers and stuff and go, oh my god, like she's going to get hurt. You can tell, and yeah, it was awful. I actually wanted to stop in a way. I was thinking I can't handle this. Like, it's not nice at all. But I think in another way, same as when I play horror games and I get the feels for it. I had feelings for this game. Yeah, I was emotionally involved. It got me upset, which means okay, the game's working. You know, it's doing well. That's. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not many games that you get emotionally involved with, and
that's true.
That's what it did for me. So it's interesting to hear what people are saying in the chat about this and how they felt about it, which is pretty cool.
I think it has to be like your genre, horror games. Horror games.
Yeah,
Well, if you like those kind of games, then this could be a. But it's also a very puzzle-oriented game, right?
Yes, and I do love a puzzle game. I really do.
Yeah, okay.
As much as I find it frustrating, it was weird. Not only were you frustrated with not getting the puzzle, you're frustrated that someone's getting hurt because you're not getting it right.
Interesting.
So, yeah, for sure. What about you then, Nat? Would you pick this one up?
I was really interested in it because, as you pointed out, there are members of the development team that worked on ICO and Last Guardian and Shadow Colossus, which are amongst three of my favourite games. The thing where I just stood back was when I saw that price point. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whoa, okay. So I get what you're saying in terms of, a lot of people saying it's Sting. But I've always been a big proponent when you look at a price, like I've had a lot of people say Arizona Sunshine. Regularly, I think it's £30 is the thing. So that would be what, $40, Lincoln? Would be a price for that. And I've had a lot of people with Arizona Sunshine say, I'm not paying 30 quid or $40 for that game. My answer has always been the same. Eventually, there will be a sale.
Yeah.
When the game comes out at a price you're comfortable paying, you buy the game then. Like if somebody asks me, I'm thinking about getting Arizona Sunshine. I want to pay. I'm going to pay £30 for it. I'm going to pay $40 for it. I'll honestly turn around and say to them, wait, Arizona Sunshine is regularly on sale. Do not pay full price. As much as I love that game, wait for it to go on sale. Now, I'm going to be a complete mug and kind of go against that because when Arizona Sunshine comes on the Oculus Quest, I'm going to buy it again. And I know they're going to charge £30 for it. And I'm okay with that. The only reason I wouldn't pay £30 is if they don't include the 2 bits of DLC. I think if they charge £30, it includes the 2 bits of DLC. It's a no-brainer for me. But so look, listen, I've always been a big proponent. If you look at it at the game, you say I'm interested in it, but I don't like the price. Wait. Yeah. The only time that's an issue, and we've spoken about this, or you've spoken about this on many occasions, is if it's a multiplayer centric game. Like Space Junkies was killed because of its price. There was a lot that they could have done right and stuff like that, but they did not help themselves when they launched that game at that price.
Absolutely.
And everything else, they were trying to ice skate uphill after that. That was the problem.
How long is the game, anyway?
I'm not sure. Apparently, I've heard it's 15 hours or something because there's multiple endings. So basically, I've got to a certain point in the game where the guy that you'll come across if you play it anymore, because he's got a bit of a Saw film. I don't really like films like that either, but Saw, it's got a kind of thing about it, like the feel of it. He puts a coin on like a road map, and I had no idea what that meant. And someone told me in my Discord that basically that means you're on the path to doing one of so many different endings. So, yeah, crazy stuff. But 15 hours. That's quite a lot of gameplay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, who have we got in the chat anyway? Because we haven't been here for a while. We haven't had a look and had a check. We've got Blam Crutch. Robin Schuler, thank you all for coming back as well earlier. We tried to crack on and pretend it didn't happen, but it did. Polish Pies going Rend of Reality. Quinton Rankin, how's it going? Nice, guys. Thank you all for being here. Great Tantrum. I'm not sure who I said hello to earlier, but thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. So, we're going to crack on with some news bits, I guess, of games that are coming up and coming out. And let's have a look. Yeah, done my little news thing there. Nice. So first off, we got a trailer for a game that has already been shown. There's nothing new in this trailer. It came out about a week ago for Radial G Proteus, which is coming to Oculus Quest. The game is based in multiple gameplay modes, including Combat Elimination Championship, unlockable ships, a brand new visual style, which I'm sure you're going to see, which is like a cel-shaded kind of thing, Oculus achievements and leaderboards, future gameplay updates, and it's the first game published by Things 3D VR. So, yeah, I'm just going to quickly play you the original trailer, and then I'll play you the new one they sent us. Where are we? Let's have a look. Because basically, when I saw the first trailer, dude, I was really excited. So that right there is the very first trailer they did, and now I'm going to play you the new one that they sent us the other day, which got me a little bit more hyped. Whoa, why is that like that? 1 second. Why is that like that? It was fine earlier. 1 second, 1 second. So I'm just like looking at the ships, man. I'm thinking this game looks pretty cool, and the fact it's like cel shaded, I think actually fits the game look pretty well, personally. And if it's got multiplayer, dude, that's going to be absolutely awesome.
Do you want me to change my avatar?
I don't think we've got any. What have we got? All we seem to get is kart races lately, don't we? On the Quest, and.
It does seem like though.
It does. It just seems like a lot of kart races and stuff, and
The racing season.
yeah, I'm just looking forward to a new genre of game. Do you know what I mean? I love when I saw this, I thought of F-Zero straight away, and Radial G for me was a bit underwhelming on PlayStation VR. To be honest, I was very excited about it, and I know it was a big everyone was going mad for it back in the day, but for me personally, I played it and I was a bit like. No, I don't know. And Wipeout was already out. And Wipeout smashed it. So, yeah, I just think the game looks pretty cool. What are your thoughts on this game?
It looks. I wonder what the comfort will be like. It looks like a game that's gonna be heavy on stomach.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But they haven't mentioned multiplayer as well. They put multiple game modes, including Combat Elimination and Championship. They haven't actually wrote multiplayer. I really hope it's a multiplayer game, because that's just going to keep people coming back to it and keep them playing more. So yeah, that was a trailer from the guys over at Things 3D. Thank you for sharing that with us. Next up, over on Twitter, if you don't follow me on Twitter or any of the other guys, there is a giveaway which I'm going to put in the chat now. I'm not saying I want you to leave, but I think you should. If I can get it in there, I might not be able to get it in there. Head over to Vertigo Games. They're doing a giveaway of an Oculus Quest, which is pretty cool. You can win an Oculus Quest and a copy of Arizona Sunshine. And Nat rightly said, is it Arizona Sunshine for the Oculus Quest? Because no one knows when the launch date is for this game. They haven't. We're assuming it's going to be soon. And like Nat was saying earlier as well, they seem to be smashing titles for Christmas. The Quest seems to be trying to get under your tree whether you like it or not. So a lot of games are actually coming out before Christmas. So it'd be pretty cool if that comes out. I can't actually, for some reason, put that in the chat. If anyone could chuck the link to the chat, that'd be great. I can't do it for some reason. It's not letting me copy this chat, which is a shame.
Yeah.
Is it on your Twitter? Is it on your Twitter?
Yeah, it's on my Twitter, dude. Yeah. If anyone can post a link to that in the chat, that'd be cool. So head over to Vertigo Games Twitter page. It says the VR Zombie Apocalypse is coming to Oculus Quest and celebrates its 3rd anniversary. Share your top Arizona Sunshine moment, whether in game or with a stream, or in a stream with your favourite YouTubers. If you've even seen someone else playing it and you thought it was a brilliant clip, send that. And there's a link to how to participate as well in there. And
I just posted it on the chat.
Okay.
excellent. Well done. Thank you very much. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Moving on, for people, if you've got an Oculus Quest, it's going to involve you as well because of the link cable. Oh, thank you very much. This is another thing about Kaz and Shari. They help me out a lot. In Oculus Home, you can bring 3D models in. And I did it. I followed the steps, and I ended up with like a 150-foot lightsaber, a motorbike which was massive, and some things worked, some things didn't. But apparently now, Oculus Rift owners can now resize objects in their virtual homes, including custom imported models. So that's pretty cool because there's some stuff you unlock anyway using the Oculus. That, like, there's like a stone statue of a dragon. I've always liked it, but it's so bloody big that I don't want to use it, sort of thing. So I haven't actually tried it out. I don't know if this is an update that is already out now. Someone can let me know in the chat if that has already happened. I haven't personally tried it, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. And what do you think people are going to react to or react like when they get their link cable and they check out Oculus Home for the first time?
I think they're going to like it.
Yeah, I think people are going to spend a lot of time in there, especially when you find out that you can go visit other homes.
Yeah.
Because I did go into your home, GT, and I showed my son that statue of Link, how tall it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna shrink it.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. So I think a lot of people are gonna have a lot of fun with the home, visiting other homes, because there's some really creative homes out there.
Yeah, man. Like when I first come to from PlayStation VR to Oculus Home, I thought, oh man, I'd love for everyone to experience this, because PlayStation VR hasn't got that. It's like you're in VR or you're out of VR. There's no like in between realm where you can sort of, do you know what I mean? And even the thing of like having all your games on cartridge and putting them in the little Oculus console, and then you can grab the goggles. I don't really start it like that anymore, because doing streams you just double click a game and it runs. But to go into Oculus Home and pick up the Oculus goggles, if they were, or whatever they look like, put them on and start the game, it's a little like retro feel, like having boxes and cartridges. I love all that stuff.
I love it too, but I also especially like that you can get like achievements from games and then get items from the games inside your home, like little I don't know, how do you call those things, trophies, I guess.
Yeah, they are the trophies, the little trinkets, or they're you can get furniture. And sometimes they have like, I guess, limited edition stuff to certain games that you can't get. I think Stormland had figures.
Like robots, right?
Yeah, little robots. Yeah, you could unlock and stuff.
That's so
that
cool.
was.
You get a lot of stuff from these achievements, so to speak. You get a lot of stuff. I've unlocked so much stuff, and I haven't really done anything with it yet because I'm not a very good designer, if you want to put it that way. But I do like that, you can have multiple homes with the Oculus Home. So one of my homes kind of looks like a restaurant.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you want to live in a restaurant? Is you like that?
Well, I liked it, but it was like once I started putting tables and chairs and stuff like that in there, it ended up looking like a restaurant. But it's still a nice home.
Do you know what I've always wanted, like, when, as you said, visiting other people's homes is really cool. If you could leave a note or a message or something to let someone know that they've been in your home, you know what I mean? Just say, just something.
That'd be so cool.
It's kind of an eerie feeling too when you come into someone's home and there's other people in there looking around.
Has that happened? I haven't done it for a long
it's
time.
happened with me before.
Wow.
I was actually
I-
wondering because Kaz went to OC6. Obviously, Facebook's big thing, OC6, was Facebook Horizon. Did they have anything concerning that? Did they have like a pre-demo showing off or anything?
No demos over there, or maybe I missed it. I don't think so though.
Because
No
they
demos.
stopped Facebook Spaces as well, haven't they? Or they're shutting it down.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. I hope it's gonna be something awesome.
What's your thoughts
looks
on?
promising.
It does look promising, yeah, and I think ultimately everyone wants that Ready Player One thing. Everyone
Yeah.
wants that. Let's all dive into a world, get together, and then go and do something either together or alone. But we can always meet up again. Do you
Yes.
think it's going to be across that line? Do you think they're going to be able to pull this off? If that's what people want?
I don't know. It's such a big concept. Like you can create your own worlds. Everyone can go into there, but you can also just create your own games in there with
Yeah.
like drag and drop elements. It sounds really promising, but it also sounds too big to be true.
Yeah. So
I mean-
like a lot of it, Rec Room is already sort of doing some of that stuff, isn't it? In a way, like Rec
That's
Room.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've gone in there and I think at the moment, like, people make fantastic stuff in Rec Room, unimaginable stuff actually. Thinking about it, like I remember I'd done a video on Mario. Someone's made Mario in Rec Room. It's absolutely brilliant, so clever. And there was recently I saw a trailer from Crafter, or someone had made it, but he put it on his channel, of Borderlands 3. Someone's made a Borderlands 3 intro in Rec Room. Yeah, it's so clever.
know
Like,
that.
there's so many
Yeah.
great rooms in there and stuff. So that's what I was thinking. Right, moving on to the next big bit of news, and it is very quest orientated this week. Is The Climb has now been announced, and that is coming on December 3rd. So I'm just going to quickly roll the trailer, and then we can talk about The Climb. Oh man, yeah. I mean, if you look really closely, you can see the lack of textures. It's very good. Yeah. Oh, Kaz, they're already reaching out for develop content wise as well. Did you know that? Oh. Normally a lot of amazing developers are Swedish. Yeah, a lot of Swedish VR developers.
I just did.
Achieved with CryEngine.
So there you go, guys. What do you think of that trailer? Lincoln, I know you're 10 seconds behind, so watching that, how are you feeling after seeing that graphical presentation on the Quest?
Well, that's a tough one because that was really impressive for the Oculus Quest.
Yeah, man.
But I do believe this game is, you can play it. There's a Rift version of this game. Am I correct?
Yeah, I've streamed
Because
it.
in-
Oh, it's been on the
um,
Rift ages, yeah.
And I think this is an Oculus exclusive also, isn't it?
I'm not sure about that.
I think it might be,
Okay.
actually. I
Might be, yeah.
think it might be. I don't think I've seen it on the Steam store.
But I
You're
think
right.
I think I might have taken a look at the trailer before, and the graphics were impressive. But it was another one of those things where the game cost $40, and it was like,
Yes,
You know-
funny enough, yeah, I didn't know. I wasn't around basically when this game first came out. I picked it up relatively cheap, and yeah, they were basically saying back in the day, like, that game was another one of those games that they come out and they raised the bar graphically and stuff, and everyone was raving about The Climb. So I guess sometimes games come out at a higher price because it's been built up that way. You know, you can expect to pay a good price for that game. I'm not sure what they're going to do on the Quest though.
Well, no, I can tell you this: if this game is an Oculus exclusive, do not expect it to be on sale anytime soon, because
it's an Oculus exclusive.
Okay, because like even the Avengers game, that Oculus exclusive, I had been curious about that game, but I tried to wait and wait and wait. That game has not gone on sale. Oculus does their high quality games; they don't really put them on sale that much. So anybody who's waiting for a game like Asgard's Wrath to be on sale, I think you're gonna be waiting for quite a while.
But Asgard's
Unless they have
Wrath
some kind of Christmas
was
Christmas
quite
sale.
a good price, wasn't it? I thought. Did you
I
think?
think it was worth every penny, even though I'm only like 25% through the game.
Yeah, man. And how many hours have you put into Asgard's Wrath?
If I had to guess, probably about 10 hours.
Okay, yeah, so
because
that's right.
I was running around collecting everything because, that's the one game that I played where, picking up a piece of wood off the ground is important.
Yeah. I love that game.
That is very true. Every bit of cloth and wood, you got to gather that stuff, man. It's really well put. But yeah, I've played The Climb personally. I think it's a wicked game. I did a stream of it, and it was such good fun. And I think once again, like Quest owners are going to be in for such a treat with this. And like Nat was saying, again, they're coming out all guns blazing.
Can I stop you for a second?
Anytime.
GT? Does anyone know if this game, being that it's an Oculus exclusive and it's coming to the Quest, does anyone know if this game will be cross-buy?
I did hear initially it was cross-buy. I can't confirm that though, but I'm sure it was. They kind of said yes, but
if it's cross-buy, then I will most certainly pick it up.
Do you know what? I think like the Quest is bringing in so many non-VR people to VR. I don't think cross-buy is a bad thing for them to do that, because you're keeping the previous virtual reality enthusiasts and investors happy, and because they can play their favourite game in their office or wherever they are and take it on the move. And then the new guys, and they are, a lot of people I speak to now, they come onto the channel, I'm sure they do with Kaz and Shari and stuff, and you guys, they come in and they go, oh, the Quest is my first headset. Like, I read that a lot. You know what I mean? And I used to read it a lot of PlayStation, but it's not many people seem to be doing that so much. They seem to be more picking up the Quest at the moment as a brand new thing. But then, dude, if I ever click a video on YouTube, that is an advert for the Quest. Pretty much.
Upload VR, say yes.
All the time. What it's saying is cross-buy.
Yes.
That's
if you
good.
go to Upload VR's cross-buy list, it's included in there.
Oh, very
All right,
nice.
then that's definitely going to be a pickup for me. I right now kind of think cross-buy is a good thing, especially with the $40 games, because someone picks this game like I think there's going to be, even with this link cable, I think there's still going to be some people who are going to use this link cable for the Quest, but I think they're still going to be curious about the Rift, and I think that would be a good thing, that if they should go ahead and pick up the Rift S, that those games will be waiting for them cross-buy if they get the Rift S headset. At least right now. I mean, dynamics change over time, but I think for the moment, I think cross-buy is a good thing with the more expensive games.
I can't wait for this game. I really can't.
I never played The Climb before, actually, so I was wondering, does this game not get boring after a while? It looks a bit repetitive.
There's speed climbing as well, so you get leaderboards.
Yeah, the speed climbing, there's things to unlock. Like gloves and stuff like that. But why it doesn't get boring, actually, do you know what? It's a bit of a workout as well, because a lot of the time your arms are above your head. So you get a bit tired that way. It's the risk at jumping certain paces, and also you've got to make your own checkpoints with certain things. I didn't really get bored of it. I just remember my arms hurting after a while. So, but yeah, I just think like for demoing the Quest as well, this is going to be another great game, because people are going to start on that little wooden creaky platform and they're going to look up and go, oh God, is that where I've got to go? And then they're going to look down and around and you're going to be like, oh man. And that's what you want. You want those moments in virtual reality.
Well, I'm terrified of heights. That's why I want to play it.
I will definitely report on the difference in the visuals between the Quest and the Rift S once I get my hands on it.
Yeah, it's quality stuff, quality stuff. So, another new game, quest orientated again. The studio behind virtual reality, Tender Claws, comes The Under Presents. That is the name of it, The Under Presents. It's been described as part game, part theatre, part extravaganza, where live immersive theatre meets VR to bring live actors into your living room. It's supposed to be an intriguing experience set between two worlds, a jaunty Vanderbilt stage and the harrowing survival narrative. Uncover the story of a ship stranded in time, as supplies dwindle, and day by day an otherworldly mist rolls ever closer. Follow characters' interlocking fates as all journeys forward must turn back or become something. I don't know what it says at the end. So, yeah, let's take a look at this trailer and we'll be right back.
Distinguished guests, are you looking for a little entertainment? You've come to the right place. Prepare to be mesmerized. Prepare to be beguiled, enraptured by the impossible. We've got feasts, fires, fabulists, telepathic cetaceans, and fish ladies. Acts that defy imagination. A venue unlike any other. A venue outside of time and space. May I present The Under. Talk to me, Wild.
Heads up, there's a big one coming your way.
Really? How many on the crew?
About 10. But there's also, well, they have a dolphin. Do you want me to get rid of it?
No. Keep the dolphin.
Sure thing.
Crazy. That is like we were just discussing, certain things can't happen without virtuality, and I think this is one of those prime examples, like Half and Half, where you dive in and it is just so unique. Are you looking forward to this one?
I'm pretty excited about this game. It looks really, really cool, but I'm also just a little bit confused about the summary and the trailer. I don't know what it's going to be about. Is it going to be like, are you going to watch an experience live with live actors the whole time, or?
I was expecting to see a live actor in the trailer because that's what they're talking about, and I didn't see any. So
I think the live actors are going to reenact one of the avatars, right? And then they are going to tell a story, but is it always going to be live?
Yeah, I don't know, and I think that's if the price and that's the thing, isn't it? That's where like Last Labyrinth falls down. It's got a price that's so high that people aren't willing to take a leap of faith on a trailer, you know, or on people talking. It's still too high of, no, I really need to know whether I want this or not. If you get something at a price of like 10, 15, maybe even 20 sometimes, people will just go, do you know what? I'm going to have a swing at that and see how it goes. And then you got Oculus's refund policy as well. So, it's definitely interesting for me. There's no two ways about it. I definitely want to experience it.
Same.
What about you, Lincoln? How are you feeling about this? About the swim? It's like the swimming fish, whatever it was.
I'm curious. Just, I guess, yeah, that's all I can say about it right now. Is that I am curious about it.
Yeah, man.
It looks like it's got a multitude of experiences, so it's just like leaving me scratching my head, like, okay, you know, what is it? You know what I mean? But I am curious about it.
Yeah, no worries. And like what the Anne Frank experience, you know, and things like that. I think stuff like that, for me, how can I put it? It warrants VR being here, you know, because you can't get that stuff outside. And I know Nat had a very powerful experience with Anne Frank on the Oculus Quest. You know, I think we spoke about it, and he said it actually upset him doing that. Have you done that, Kaz? Have you done the Anne Frank experience on Oculus Quest?
No, not yet.
Oh,
that is emotionally draining.
Do you know her story?
Yeah, I still want to
Yeah.
visit the place in Amsterdam.
Oh, wicked.
That's why
Yeah.
I've been holding off.
That'd be
But,
so
yeah.
interesting if you could film that and then jump into the quest to see how it
Yeah.
compares. That'd be amazing.
That would be cool, but I don't think they will allow me to film there.
I'm not sure.
But that is a good idea.
But at least we've got the quest version, so you can actually visit the house. Sorry, Nat, you were saying, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Anne Frank thing really was affecting. I mean, I assume they still do it at school, that that you're literally have to read through the diary of Anne Frank. And I think it's actually really good for school children to read it, because literally she was what, 13, 14 when it happened to her, and you're reading that book, and literally it could be you. If you were born Jewish at that time, that's you. It's as simple as that. The fear, and that's the thing, especially the bit that got me in the Anne Frank, where literally I was in tears. I was in absolute tears. Was they did a bit where it's on the radio, and they are talking about the Allied forces coming through. They're coming to get you. They're coming to save you. But you know the story. You know that, and I was in tears in my headset when that was going. As for the Under Presents, I mean, I reported on that a long time ago on one of my Future Quest episodes. Those sort of things are why I got into VR. I always wanted experiences and things that were unexplainable and really would only reveal themselves once you actually started playing in virtual reality. I remember when I played Battlezone, it wasn't really Battlezone itself that kind of captured my imagination. It was the thought of what is possible. And the stuff me and Kaz was talking before the show started, and I was saying how Moss for me was so affecting. That quill, I've never experienced the feeling of a digital character that I cared for so much. And the first time that she died through my Let's Play, I was absolutely devastated. And I've had characters die. Last of Us, I think, is an absolute genius game. But when Joel died or Ellie died, it was just like, oh no. But when Quill died, it was just like, no, what have I done? I've messed it up. I was absolutely heartbroken. So I think that's why when people try VR and they embrace it, it really is. It's remarkable what it can actually offer to people playing games. And it's also fun to play things like Pistol Whip as well. So.
Why are they? Well, I'm reading in the chat. You got spoiler alert. He just wrote, "Geez, Fez, that's me done then." What happened? What did we do? What did we report on? Apart from the Moss thing I just heard, I can't think of anything.
Frank.
Oh, why? What? Oh, they're missing
the radio.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, I missed all that because I was going through my phone, checking out this Anne Frank thing. Looks like it's on both the Quest and the Rift.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check it out at the conclusion of this podcast.
I think it's free as well. Is it?
It is.
Is it a free experience?
Yes, it's free.
Yes. Yeah, that's awesome. So, and last but not least, we got some news that Halo Reach, I think, which is coming to PC in December, a VR mod is in the works by Zach Niebre-Fannon. He's the creator of the Alien Isolation mod, the excellent Alien Isolation mod. And I should be able to share some of the trailers that I got off from... Let's put it in the middle, actually. I won't put it full screen because it might not look right. But I'll just put them in the middle. I've picked up 2 videos just to show the progress of what he's getting into. And I am a massive Halo fan. Like, I was Xbox fanboy. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed. In terms of the multiplayer, Halo 2 was one of the best Halos I ever played. So much fun. So many memories I got from that.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, thank you very much. You got cold chocolate. Cheers, dude. If Marvel makes VR theatre films, that would really, really help bring awareness and acceptance to VR. It would. There's no two ways about that. Absolutely. Marvel shifts everything. Thank you.
Hey, but you can still watch. You can still, like, at least with my PlayStation VR, I have watched games. I have watched movies in 3D on the PlayStation VR headset. I watched Doctor Strange and on 3D.
Yeah, for sure. I've also got a bit of a second one here to show you, Halo Reach VR, and it should come on. There's another bit as well, working on the CV1. So, yeah, once again, like, I'd love for the developers, the original developers, to actually do this stuff. I'd love that. Like, Alien Isolation in VR is superb. I still think the best mod I've played is Doom 3, because in Doom 3, unlike some other games, it's not just like GTA, for example, you're just using an Xbox controller and it's just head tracking. In Alien Isolation, pretty much the same, to be honest. But in Doom, you actually got hands and you can like move stuff around, and you know, it feels like as close as you can get to a game that was meant to be in VR. I love that stuff. I know visually it's great, but I would love, for me, virtuality is all about that interaction as well. You know,
I do think the developers are keeping their eye on this situation, because I found that to be a coincidence when that latest Grand Theft Auto mod came out. I find it to be a coincidence that only like a few days later, Grand Theft Auto 5 turned up on sale at Steam. Shortly after the mod came out. So that tells me somebody's watching these mods.
Yeah, for sure. Like GTA on Facebook. So I streamed it on Facebook. I'm not going to make anything about it. It was the most watched live video I've ever done. As I said to you guys, it was crazy.
Going with that is, I think like the Grand Theft Auto mod, I think Rockstar is well aware of it, and I think they're keeping their eye on it. Not from the standpoint of trying to ban anything or anything like that, just to see if there's a market for them in VR down the road.
Yeah, so our grandma said, I hope the industry doesn't abandon VR like they abandoned 3D TV. I can't see it, because I think there's too many companies investing in it all at once. Like, I don't know how much. I mean, Grambo, I know you know, because you're a Pimax user, because you've even got it in your profile picture. That new 8K Pimax headset that Nathi MRTV Survivor are using, it looks fantastic. I've never really been interested in Pimax before I saw that, because it looks to me, and it sounds like to me, and I know they're quite expensive, that they've actually getting their game together where it's going to be durable. Just all those things, it sounds like you've had many so it's a Pimax 8, plus they have mid generations, don't they, of the same thing? Don't they have
they have the 5K as well, I think. 5K plus.
Yeah. So have you used Pimax?
Yes, I have the 5K plus here.
Yeah.
I also tried out the newest version during VR days.
Of course you did. So what was that like?
The 8KX, I think. They had the 8KX and the 8K plus there, and I tried the X version. And yes, it looks improved on all fronts. Like,
what's the difference between the X and the Pro sort of thing, or whatever it was?
The X and the Plus, I don't know actually. I don't know what the difference is.
Right. Okay. No worries.
Have you tried the Valve X, the Valve Index, Cass?
Yeah.
And if so, can you elaborate on the difference between the Valve Index and the Pimax?
I was waiting for that. The FOV.
The Valve Index, they have lenses like the original headsets. So they have like increased field of view, but they do that by adjusting the lens, how they place the lens, and also cant a little bit. But what the Pimax does is they actually have really wide lenses inside the headset, and that's why the headset looks so big.
Yeah.
And so they have a wider field of view too. I think that is the biggest difference there, amongst other little things too. But the biggest difference is the field of view, I guess, from the Pimax. You can get up to 170 degrees, I think.
And what is it on the Index? 140? Is it 140?
I think max 135 is what they say, but you can't really pin an accurate number on the field of view.
There's
like everyone has a different experience.
Yeah, and there's definitely a difference because I went from a Gamescom where I met you, then it was lovely, where I went from using the Vive Pro for the first time, and I used the Vive controllers, the wand things. Oh my god, they are awful. Like they are terrible, man. They're like, there was a computer I used years ago, and I can't remember what it was. It was like what was it? It was a Philips CDI console, and I remember wanting to play a game on it, and they gave me like a TV remote, and they were like, yeah, that's the controller, and I was like, What? How is it like this? And that's how they played their games. And I thought, what? And then funny enough, when I picked up these Vive wands or whatever, man, I was just like, dude, these feel very old, very heavy.
I don't like them either. They're very bulky and it's a bit heavy too. But some people like them a lot.
I've seen certain people do, because I think the tracking's always excellent with the towers and stuff. When they do like the art, that looks incredible when you see someone make a work of art in there, and I love all that. But for playing games, it just never felt right. I played Budget Cuts 2, and for the first 10 minutes, it was just a nightmare. Me trying to figure out what I was pressing, and I feel sorry for the developers. I'm really sorry, guys. I just don't know what to press. None of this feels natural. And they were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be demoing with the wands. But yeah, so when it comes to using the Index, I went from the Vive Pro to the Index, and I was like, this is lovely. This is a very comfortable headset. It's great. And then I went back to the Vive Pro, and as I said before to you guys, it was like putting toilet rolls over your eyes. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, it was massive. And that's what I've said before. Like, I love my Rift S. Like, I think I used the Rift S for the majority of my demos, and I think your eyes sort of adjust and you forget that field of view after a while. You forget what you had. But if you literally flipped, you'd notice it night and day. It is, to me, it's massive. So I imagine the Pimax must really, really like show you something completely new in a way.
Yeah, and they improved the distortions too, because the previous headset had like a lot of distortion at the sides of, if you look at the sides inside the headset, and then the newest headset, they seem to have really improved that. So I'm happy about that. I'm curious about the headset now.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, so was I. I've always looked at them and just thought, out of my price range, like, I don't even know if my system... what's the system like specs for this, to use a Pimax? Is it more? Is it
it's
very...
high. I think it's high. I'm not sure exactly, but I think they are recommending a pretty high spec, like 2080 or something. But I'm not entirely sure now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because it's like 4K per eye, I think.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. It would leave me. I wouldn't be able to use it anyway. So that's why, even though I've tried these headsets, and I think if you've got the money, I think the Index is great. I still think the Rift S is a fantastic mid-range headset with a great price tag on it. I mean, what's your thoughts? What's your favorite headset? Like, what's your go-to headset? Yeah.
I really like the Valve Index. It's my go-to headset right now. It's just it's not only the field of view, but also the audio is just amazing. But especially for a content creator, their microphone is also great. Like for all my other headsets, I have to use an external microphone, but on the Valve Index, I can just use that microphone.
Yeah, I've heard that. And when I done the Rift S, I think the first time, reach out to Pimax. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Never know.
I'll also say to him, can you send me a graphics card as well? That'd be great. Yeah. Oh, where was I going with that? What was I saying? Oh, I don't know. I was just saying something.
Index?
That just show. Yeah. No, it wasn't the Index. I don't know. But either way, man, if I reached out to Pimax, I think they'd be like, who are you? Like, why are you coming to us? But yeah.
I don't think so. I think you could try that. I think so.
I might have a go. I'll see what happens. With the Knuckles, I was sort of going down that route as well. I actually still prefer the touch controllers over the Knuckles, personally. And I think more so because of the games I used with the Knuckles, like, they didn't seem to make use of them. So even though I was moving my fingers around, all three fingers were still just moving like they would on a grip button. But obviously, I know you've done great videos using the Knuckles. So do you use the Knuckles for everything? Because isn't there like an issue with some games they just haven't implemented compatibility?
Yeah, that's a big issue with new headsets and new controllers. It's just all the games need to, or the developers need to adjust the games to support it, and that is the problem. That's also the biggest problem with the Vive Cosmos. A lot of games do not support the headset, but on the Valve Index, a lot of games are supported, except some games, they don't have the full finger tracking or squeezing parts. Almost no games have that.
Just to bring up, sorry.
Mm-hmm. But the games that do have the support, it feels great to me. I love being able to just open my hands and not dropping my controllers. Being able to throw like this is just more immersive to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I think, like, going back to the Mammoth grips and stuff, I think they add that thing for me, like on the Quest when I was playing Vader Immortal. It was nice to be able to genuinely let go of the lightsaber, and have it back and not worry about where your hand's going. And that's what I was going to say. The mic on the Rift S, right? I first live streamed it on the Rift S with the mic. Oh, dude, it was like, I was like, what is going on with this mic? I actually found a sweet spot at 50%. So I've had to bring down the Rift S to like a 50% and then obviously increase the pickup inside OBS. And it's okay. But yeah, straight out, like, I was like, what have they done? Why have they done that? I think we get forgotten as content creators. Sorry, Lincoln, you was going to say something, dude?
I was like, I think Cass kind of answered my question. I was going to ask her about, how much support is it out there for the Knuckles controller? Because that's one of the reasons why I just can't see myself getting a Valve Index right now, that high price. And is there enough games out there that support the Knuckles controller? And I mean a full-blown game, not tech demos.
Yes. Well, most games do work with the Knuckles controllers, except not all games have the full finger tracking and the squeezing part. They don't make full use of the controllers, but they do work. You'll be able to play almost any game with the Knuckles. And it's also better using Revive as well, because they have the joysticks and the trackpad together. Because with the 5 wands, and if you use Revive to play Oculus Rift exclusives, it's very tedious. It's kind of wonky, but it's actually better with the Knuckles.
Right. Okay.
What about Valve? Do you see them down the line coming out with enough exclusives to make this worth the buy? Because isn't like Boneworks one of their games or something?
Yeah, I think Boneworks is built with the Valve Index or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, I do think that's gonna be an Index controller supported game. But I'm not sure about Valve exclusives, because you never know with Valve, I think, right? Mm-hmm. They're like announcing a game and you have to wait years, or maybe it will come tomorrow. We'll never know.
What the hell happens?
Let's face it. Right now, Oculus, as far as PC VR goes, as far as those games go, Oculus is the king of the hill right now.
Oculus being smart, I think.
They make the best looking games, the highest quality exclusives on PC VR right now. And I wouldn't want to drop $1,000 for a Valve Index to be able to play Asgard's Wrath using third-party software and have compromises in the performance and stuff. So I'm more than fine with going with the Rift S for these Oculus games. So because of that, I don't know. I might have to wait a while to get a Valve Index.
What the hell happened with the Cosmos? Like, I played it, I used it, it was average at best, and this was with them doing some sort of low light beta, which is obviously about a week after the launch, where everyone went, oh my god, this is terrible. I couldn't believe it when I found out that they don't support their own store. Like, if you've got Viveport, that's crazy. Like, that is mental.
I don't know. A lot of games, they don't even launch, like with the Vive Cosmos.
Oh man,
it's weird.
It's weird because I think out of all the headsets I've seen, apart from the Index, it looks fantastic. When I saw the Cosmos, I was really excited. Like, it looked really good. The controllers looked fantastic. The flip-up visor, I thought, that is awesome, because the Rift S, to be fair, one of the downfalls of the Rift S is the fact that it doesn't slide in and out at all, really. It's minute movement, and compared to the PSVR, I can actually slide that forward enough that I could probably type and look at a message. The Rift S, for me, the size of my nugget, it moves such a small amount, it's not really worth. It's more for just a visual improvement more than trying to do something functional. So and I know you reviewed that as well, the Cosmos. You done a review on it? Yeah. What did you think of the face flip up thing? Was that something you'd like to see in all headsets, for example, in the future?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's purely because from a content creator perspective or from a developer perspective, it's nice because they have to put the headset away a lot to just, I don't know, type code, or we have to check on recording. But I'm not sure if a normal consumer that plays games, if they are going to use that kind of feature. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like, because one thing I love when I do the quest, as much as I like to show it off, right, the games, I love to show off pass through. I love that.
True.
It wows people all the time. I'll be like, yeah, make this little square. I said, they'll walk to me and they're like, oh, they're walking out, and all of a sudden they can see, and they're like, wow, that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? They find the pass through just as amazing as being in a game, which is really strange. Like, it's like seeing your world in VR almost. But yeah, I love that.
It does shock me still that Oculus haven't implemented direct streaming to either YouTube or Twitch on the Oculus Quest. I think that's a big error that they've made. That's actually one of the biggest things that's a benefit for PlayStation VR. That anybody that owns PSVR, if you want to show off how much you're having fun with Beat Saber or Super Hot or Resident Evil 7, it's a button press. It's so simple, and nothing out there matches that in terms of its simplicity. You know, even if you got PC, there's a few games that have Twitch integration and stuff, but it's not a general feature. And I get that, you know, Oculus Quest does have direct live streaming to Facebook, but really Facebook isn't a huge gaming platform like Twitch or YouTube is. And I've had so many people that have contacted me, and I'm sure you've had the same, guys, where you've done an Oculus Quest stream, and it's like, how the hell have you done it? You've got to jump through so many hoops. Like I had one recently, was like, how do I get a mic? How do I get my mic working? And I had to explain to the guy, because I've changed the way I do my setup now, because I used to just have my PlayStation headphones on and feeding off OBS, but there was obviously always a time delay. And so that made playing the game problematic. So now what I actually have is I have small headphones in my ears that are plugged into my Oculus Quest, and I have my PlayStation headphones over my ears for the mic.
I can honestly see why so many people don't live stream with it. Even when you tell them how to do it, they're like, can't really be bothered to do that. It's not easy. They definitely improved the quality of it though with the latest casting update. It's a massive improvement. Like, and it's weird because when it first came out, the Quest, and I think I had done a live stream on it day one. It was actually quite good quality and it was fine. It didn't drop out. It didn't lag. And then, funny enough, it was like as updates came along, it's like when you get an iPhone, and as the updates come along, suddenly it's getting a bit slower and a bit worse. And I was like, oh crap, do you know, I love live streaming. That's my jam. Do you know what I mean? So I'm really happy that that's been updated. And yeah, guys, I think we've covered so much stuff today. It's been fantastic. The only other thing to talk about, I guess, I don't think there's a trailer for, is Vader 3 that we're all looking forward to, and that comes out on the 20. Did we cover it? Did we talk about 21st. It earlier?
Yeah, 21st of November.
21st November, yeah.
Somebody did in the chat did mention about Aspire 1.
Why did he do that?
And I know we didn't want to bring it up because it was in the thing, but he's saying that it's now on Discord. That the developer is saying that they're trying to get a release date between the 19th and 26th of November.
Yes,
it's not nailed down for Aspire 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
I reached out to one half of the team. He's had a baby and he's been off for 5 weeks, so he's pretty much out of the loop. I messaged Nick. He hasn't replied to me yet because I didn't actually want to add any fuel to what is looking like a bit of a oh yeah, Aspire 1, everyone's getting excited because the game's brilliant. Like, I've played it. I'm sure you have, Kaz. It's a great game. I'm very much looking forward to checking it out. And I can't actually find their bloody Discord, which is awesome.
Is it me, or does it seem like some of these highly anticipated VR games seems to come out on a Thursday, whatever the date is?
Well, it doesn't matter what the game is. The game will come out on a Thursday.
Yeah, it seems like it comes out in the middle or towards the end of the week rather than the beginning.
It does make sense because I think most people play games in the weekend.
Ooh.
Well, because they've just decided Thursday is their day. So.
I would love to get the game on a Monday. So when I start off the week, at start Monday off at work, come home and play the game, that's going to carry me through the weekend, through the week.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure why they do that.
Because
people want to escape reality, man. They want to get out of work and get into some VR.
Exactly, because VR and working out are my passions and my escape. So it's like as soon as I get out of work, I either want to work out or I want to, play VR, one or the other. So to be able to do that on a Monday and let it carry me throughout the week.
Yeah.
I can't find their Discord. I'm not even on their Discord, funny enough. So, yeah, I mean...
Wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see, guys. There's got to be... we're going to have to wait for some solid proof on it.
Well, I know somebody contacted... Because I did a video. Because obviously I saw the Aspire 1 being announced on the drop. So I did a video. But I put in the video, take it with a pinch of salt. This might be coming because let's be honest, PlayStation have screwed up many, many times before in terms of release dates.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have somebody on my chat who actually contacted me saying that because on the American store you can buy it on the PlayStation store, and he said that it came up 9 days for his download to start.
Right.
So it might be a case that it's not coming next week, but it might be coming the week after.
Yeah, I mean. It's quite like these launch date things. We're seeing more and more delays and stuff. It's almost like they're under pressure to bring out. They're trying to hit a goal, aren't they, for this year? A lot of them, and there's no there is too much to play at the moment. I find there is so much going on at the moment. I've never known anything like it personally, especially if you're a multi platform channel and you just cover virtuality. It's insane.
All you got to do is look at the coming soon list on the Oculus Store for Oculus Quest. It's full.
Yeah.
And that doesn't include Vader Immortal, isn't on there. And Aspire 1. I mean, you got Deathlap is on there. You got Audica is still yet to come out, and they've promised that's going to be coming 2019. I mean, they look like they're absolutely loading up pre-Christmas.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, the Oculus Quest is a perfect technical present to give someone for Christmas. It's a simple, easy to use headset. Facebook, I don't think, could have nailed it any better. What they're actually doing in terms of the, as you said, with things like Red Matter, what they're actually getting out of a mobile processor. A Snapdragon 835 is insanity.
Yeah.
And it will only be getting better. But, look at the games. As I say, you've got the Climb, you've got Deathlap, which is in reality Twisted Metal. I mean, I'm psyched for that. Aspire 1, I'm a huge stealth fan. To be honest, the only game that I can see topping Pistol Whip for me is Aspire 1.
I don't know, man,
such
because
a stealth fan.
People are forgetting about Phantom Covert Ops.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that. And I think I definitely have to get this in. I don't think we're going to see another year like this again in VR.
I don't know.
2019.
I thought 18.
It's been a monumental year. Like, we've had multiple headsets and games come out this year. We've had the Rift, we have the Quest, the Rift S, the HP Reverb, the Valve Index, the Vive Cosmos, the Acer headset, whatever that was. Off the top of my head, I just ran off 6 headsets in the countless amount of games that came out this year. And I mean blockbuster games, Blood and Truth, the list goes on and on and on. So I
actually disagree with Lincoln big time there. I think 2020 is going to be the year. I really do, because not only have you got Medal of Honor,
from a gaming standpoint, I can agree with that from a gaming standpoint. But I mean, headsets and games combined, 6 headsets in 1 year that I just ran off the top of my head in 1 year, along with all these games.
Only matters about the games, mate. At the end of the day, people don't buy headsets for headsets. They buy a headset because they want to play the games on it. They want to play Asgard's Wrath. They want to play Stormland. They want to play Medal of Honor. Don't forget, Valve next year will be bringing out their game.
This is true, but wow, I mean, look how many options we have for headsets to
Half-Life.
play these games.
Half-Life VR. Look, GT's got his eyes are going to be bulging. Half-Life in VR.
I know,
a
man.
proper Half-Life game.
On the Quest, it's great. It's a pain to record because the sound goes funny, but it's a great experience. Like Half-Life 2 in VR for me, it would be absolutely fantastic. I'm just looking in it. So, Phantom Covert Ops, one of the guys who works for End Dreams, is DX Falcon in the chat, Daniel. And so I was just reading it, man. Robert Dodge said it's called Metal Gear Canoe to all of us, and he's put it's not a canoe, it's a kayak. Like, getting personal, like stop there, mate. But yeah, there is so many great, like 2020. Like I know what you're saying, Lincoln, like, and I thought that from 2018 because as we was going into 2019, not much was talked about. There wasn't really, like, we ended on a high on places VR like Astrobot and wherever else, and I was just like, dude, like, I know, like, I think me and Nat have played Blood and Truth and a couple of others, but it wasn't looking amazing. And as you just said, this year has been absolutely fantastic. Like, it's going from strength to strength. Next year, Saints and Sinners, like The Walking Dead, the one that's based on the comics. You got Survios, The Walking Dead, Sniper Elite, Iron Man, games that we've all just talked about a minute ago. I think 2020 is going to be huge. Like, I really do. I don't know about the headset kind of thing. I'm really hoping that nothing happens to the Quest for a little while. I'm hoping they leave that alone. I don't want a Quest Nano. It's this quickly. Do you know what I mean? I think I don't want to go down the mobile phone thing just yet. You know, I'm hoping they hold off on anything. But what I'm really hoping for is a genuine hybrid headset, one that will do mobile VR and PC VR. You know, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I'd love that.
PSVR 2, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got PSVR 2 as well. But we're saying that that's going to be like 2021, aren't we? Really, for that new headset.
With a brand new Insomniac game to launch with that headset.
And Paradise Decay says 2020 Rift 2. Oh my God! If they did that, I would be upset, but I would buy it.
I don't think so. But I'm optimistic too. But I think 2020 could be a more quiet year for headsets too.
I think it needs to be.
So you think gaming, there'll be plenty of games, but there'll be less headsets messing around? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I said that, because I think with all the headsets that just came out this year, I think we probably won't see a successor to all these headsets for a few more years.
Yeah, you're probably right, man. There is just so much going on. As someone said, Paradise K, software is key. The Xbox still targeting 2019. Nice, looking forward to that, man. JD Max, 2020 means GT Sport VR full on PS5. So yeah, as we know, the original PSVR headset is backwards compatible with PS5. So when PS5 comes out, who knows what happens to your library? Hopefully you can re-download your PS4 games, VR games, and they will be updated to PS5. Hopefully they'll do like a pro thing. Do you know what I mean? They'll be able to make a bit more use of the hardware, because we've seen certain games and stuff look absolutely fantastic on the pro. So that's kind of what I'm hoping happens. John Carmack went home. Yeah, so that's another thing. John Carmack, I think he's kind of left his role, but he's gone. What is he? He's like a CTO now.
He's a consultant. He didn't take his ball and go home. He left the ball at work and went home. So, but he'll go into work occasionally to play with his ball.
I just didn't expect that, man. Like, when he done his acceptance speech for that reward, I thought he was it for life. Do you know what I mean? Like, when he's on that Joe Rogan show, that is an amazing podcast. Listening to that guy talk is fantastic. Kaz, have you ever met him? You probably haven't, yeah?
Not in person. I've only heard him speak during the OC6 keynotes.
Yeah, and I was watching F Reality. They said something like they basically needed him to stop talking, so then he carried on outside or something. They were saying, is that true?
It could be, because he usually tends to talk a lot and really long too. But it's really interesting what he says. But but he can go on for quite a while.
Oh, so fantastic! So what games are you looking forward to going forward? Kaz?
I'm definitely looking forward to all the sneak stealthy games. So
Yeah.
Phantom Covert Ops and the one Aspire one, but also what was
Panther?
one called? Yeah, Panther. I like those kind of genres, but I'm also kind of looking forward to Down the Rabbit Hole. Have you guys heard of it?
Yes,
Yeah, I've heard.
by
Kind of like a moss kind of game, but then
Cortopia
with Alice.
Studios.
Yeah, Cortopia.
Did you play at Gamescom?
Yes, I did.
Yes, same. Yeah,
Kind of looking
yeah.
forward to
Here's
it.
a question you could probably answer, Cass. So Clement Curtin says, would the quality of the Oculus Link be better than the CV1?
It's hard to compare because I only had like 5 minutes with it, and it's hard to compare without having the headsets.
Did you
But
say
I
to
do
him?
think-
Did you say, "Do you know who I am"? Like 5 minutes is not enough. Do you know who I am? Yeah. I'd have been like, no.
You could have brought Gamertag with you and had him choke one of them. Let her play a few more minutes.
I would have walked in under a coat on her back. She could have given me a piggyback, and I'd have been like, "Yeah, give me a go, quick."
Well, they actually had us run for it to try the link, so it's not gonna be like that, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of similar with the CV1. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely. I mean, as we said before, I think there's a really big difference between the Rift S and the CV1, personally, in quality. I think, but who else we got in the chat now? Let's see. CV1 is in my museum rack. Okay, that's it's in. That's it. It's done.
Yeah, there's a difference in clarity, right?
Yeah,
Big difference
definitely.
in clarity, yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
It actually felt like a doubling of image quality for me. Like, and I don't want to exaggerate it too much, but genuinely, that's what it felt like. Because obviously, you when you first load up Oculus Home, it just stood out to me. And in a way, I actually saw some issues. Like, I saw some of the things that aren't quite as good in Oculus Home. Do you know what I mean? Because of the extra clarity, almost.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look as I don't know what the word is. I could see the technical faults in Oculus Home that I couldn't see before. That's kind of how much more clarity I was getting out of that personally.
That's true. It's definitely more. The text is also more blurry on the CV1, and then on the Quest it's more readable. So I do think it could be better than the CV1 then with the Oculus Link.
And
it really depends on your PC too. Then
I found, like, on the Rift S, the lack of God rays as well. Because you still on the Quest, you still got a few God rays, haven't you? You're still there, but not that
OLED
bad.
too. So in like high contrast scenery, it's even more noticeable. The God rays.
Yeah. Like, I'm really pleased that the Rift S got rid of them, because I remember I went from PlayStation VR that has no God rays to putting the Rift on, and I was like, I thought it was broken. To be honest, I didn't know what they were. It looked like just smudges of light. And I was thinking, what is this? And I was doing the IPD, trying to figure it out. And basically I was like, I know what they are. They're like a camera effect sort of thing with the lenses. So, yeah, God rays. I'm really glad we've come to the end of that. So anyway, guys, I think we have talked for absolutely forever. Thank you ever so much to Kaz from Kaz and Shari VR. Thank you for being here.
It was my pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Oh, bless you. And I hope everyone checks out their channel. Honestly, they have got they have got fantastic content, honestly, like very, very high quality videos on there. And after speaking to Kaz, as you know, she's super intelligent and knows all about virtual reality. So that's awesome. And as we got Nat. Thank you, man, for joining us today. 7 Degrees of Gaming. Lincoln, cheers for joining us, man, as always. I saw Salsa in the chat. I hope he gets better soon. I would like to know how he got on with his operation. If he wrote it in there, I completely missed it. I do apologise. I know he was in the chat. Did anyone see how he was getting on? Did he mention how his operation went? Or is he going tomorrow?
No, he said it went better than expected.
It went better than expected?
Yeah, I didn't know it was an outpatient surgery. I thought he was going to be laid up in the hospital for about a week.
Well, yeah, same. I thought that's what was going to happen. So, yeah. Excellent, guys. Thank you ever so much. And as for Aspire 1, as I said, trying to find out, because I don't want to do that clickbait thing. I don't want to, like, put stuff out there that isn't true. I know this stuff is... people get hyped and they get excited. And for a game like Aspire 1, they should be. So yeah, I'm just hoping to hear something. I was really hoping to hear something from him today, so I could give that to you, because me and Nat talked about it earlier, and we was going to mention Aspire 1, and I was like, dude, I don't know whether to or not. I didn't want to bring up any false hopes. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's spreading anyway. Everyone's saying the 19th to the, I think, what did
26.
Yeah, to the 26th. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Once again, another smash hit for this side of Christmas. Do you know what I mean? Because that's on the Quest, the PlayStation VR, and the PC VR, isn't it? That's on everything. So yeah, excellent. Thank you ever so much for being here, guys, in the chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all your likes, all your comments, all your donations. Thank you for putting up with the technical glitch earlier, and we'll see you all next time, next Sunday. Take care. Thank you again to Kaz, and
Thank you. Bye.
Look
Bye,
after
guys.
yourselves, guys. Bye bye.